actually, for my trading style, I am a bit of a progressive junkie. Okay, I almost always use progressive because it's what I like. You get into day trading, okay, and day traders, they'll never use progressive. They swear it off. No, they really like aggressive. Okay, when they're in the day trading, they're going back and forth. They want signals for that day. Okay, they don't necessarily want a signal for yesterday, the day before. They want to know what the market is doing today. They don't care about the neutral. They want specifically trending up or down. You switch to aggressive, and you have no neutral price bars. They're all red. They're all green. Okay, the only yellow bar you'll see is the one that's currently being made because it isn't done yet. Okay, so aggressive really popular for those day traders. Me, I'm more of a progressive. It's more my style. It matches it. And to toot my own horn, I like the signals because they seem to come earlier. Okay, remember this red bulls and bears signal that we were getting 2 price bars later? Now we're getting it 2 price bars earlier. Okay, earlier signal, earlier entry. Only thing is, we still are using those confirmation signals, so we'd still be back here. However, now we've got this bulls and bears signal earlier as well. And if you want to bounce back and forth, you can just go ahead and click on that. I'm going to make progressive my default. Okay, watch this little trick. Save as my default, progressive setting, and then TNT default is traditional. Okay, so if I want to look inside the chart as I'm making adjustments to the indicator, I can say my default versus TNT default, and I can bounce back and forth, okay, and see exactly what it did. TNT default, my red signals came later on, my bulls and bears signal. Progressive, I got my signals earlier, okay, and it didn't seem to add in any false bars, whipsaw price bars. It actually seemed to look okay, and that's good. Also, along with adjusting your formulas, going through and tinkering with that, the sensitivity is great. Okay, sensitivity slider goes across this bar right here, and let me hurry and show you something. I know that's harder to see things, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to make it bold as well. Okay, what I've done is I just made the on-screen text larger, easier for you to see, because we have advantage lines with the 510 settings, and then bulls and bears is P for progressive, 72. All right, now the 72 is referring to the location of this little bar on the right side on the sensitivity slider. Okay, you grab this and you just drag back and forth. Okay, as you do it, don't be looking over here on the right side. Look inside the chart. Look at the sensitivity number, and then look at the location of the arrows in the chart. That's exactly what I'm doing as I move this back and forth. Okay, and I'm specifically trying to make my price bars, my buy-sell signals appear in better locations. That's it. Okay, if I get up to 79, I get in all of these whipsaw arrows. Okay, arrows that just don't work for me. I don't want to take this trade. That's an immediate up-down whipsaw. It doesn't work. So what if I drop it down a little bit? Okay, now I'm around to 77. Now, what this did, let's see, oh, I still have these two. Don't necessarily like that. I do like the location of my arrows being a little sooner, but I'm going to drag it down just a little bit more until I get rid of that. All right, so I'm getting my bulls and bears signal 2 earlier here. I'm getting it 2 earlier here. Looks like, let's see if I save this as my default, compare against TNT default, my default. Take a look here. TNT default, my bulls and bears signal was right here. And when I switch over to my default, the one I just made, just tinkering for just a couple seconds, we can see that that signal moves much earlier. Okay, I believe this one back here does as well. So, a couple quick clicks, I can get my signals earlier. I look in the chart. It's not like I'm playing with magic here. I can actually see how it did, looking right inside the window. Okay, so if the arrows are in bad spots, then you know it's not working. Okay, if they're in the right spot, then you don't have to go through and wonder if it's actually going to work. Looks like Don's wondering about not having the KST on your charts. KST, or no sure thing, right-click, add indicator window, and it should be right here, KST, and the no sure thing. Okay. If you're working with the older Track Trade 5.0, this could be a part of the Advanced Tools plugin, or Advanced Indicators Technical Tools. You'll have to double check with your account representative over here at Gecko Software, because you need to call in, ask what plugins, which bells and whistles do I have, because we cut the software into pieces. All right, and whether you believe it or not, it's not to make more money. Okay, what we could have done when we released Track and Trade is we could have gone through, added in every single piece of the software all in one package, and then sold you the program for $3,000. Okay, but you know what? Not everybody uses the same indicators. not everyone draws out their Fibonacci and their Andrews pitchfork. Some people use just signals. Some people use just drawing tools. And we're not going to make you pay for everything if you don't use it. Okay? So you pick and choose what you actually want to use. All right? Like those of you working with Track and Trade 5.0. Okay? If you trade spreads, add it into the software. If you don't have to pay for it. Okay? So the software is cut up into a little bit of pieces, and so you can actually pick out just what you use. All right? If you get just the base program, I think it's $297, one of the least expensive trading platforms out there. So anyways, but yeah, Don, if you don't have the KST, just give us a call. We can check, find out why, and see what deal we can get for you. So, just not me, because I'm no salesman. I'm really not. But we can get that set up for you. So, all right, Don. Yeah, if you've got the TNT Live, give a call in. It could be a part of the advanced tech tools, but we'll figure it out for you. We'll get it and take care of it. So, good question. And anyone else, if you have questions along the way, just let me know. All right, so I've gone through and I've adjusted my bulls and bears, and I like where the arrows are more now, especially here later in the market. I'm actually going to turn back on my volume indicator, okay? And let's take a look here real quick. All right, volume starts picking up right about here, right? And if I can even mark it in here, you're just using a quick crosshair tool. Okay, I bet you anything that was almost exactly the start of this front month, and if we wanted to go research, we could. But right here we can see where this officially starts to pick up in volume and open interest. And it's really from this point on that I'm most interested in the signals. Okay, still back here, not too bad, all right? But without that real trading volume, you're just not going to get the best fills. You're not going to see the trending that you like, and gap opens. They're a lot of fun if you're going the right direction, but they're really not very fun if you chose wrong, right? Where the next price bar all of a sudden jumps 10 ticks past your stop loss order, and now you're just waiting to get out as soon as you can. That's where some of this can actually really be nice. Moving back, though, okay, all's fair. I did spot this earlier when I was moving back, and I was looking at my bulls and bears settings, okay, and I did notice this little patch right here, okay. You know what? I'm still not going to adjust my bulls and bears to get rid of these. I'm just not, because I like the signals that I'm getting where the market starts picking up, trending. I really like the look of this, and I can even see in the chart, use my dollar calculator, go through, drag out, see how much money I would have potentially made between these different points. Once I've got them all drug out, I can pull them all into view, take a look at how much profit I'm looking for each of those different sections. Okay, definitely looking okay. Now, back here, let's see. This section, not spiffy. All right, it's not that great. Well, at the same time, we still have our backup indicators. We're not looking at just the bulls and bears. Like I said, I don't believe one's going to get it right every time. However, take a look here. If we're taking signals that only have these three both agree, okay, or all three agree, then you get a signal to go short right here, and you know what? That pretty much works out. We do have a retracement to start, and then drops down from there. You could get stopped out on, looks like about that third price bar coming back, but if you hold, you could actually make a decent amount of money. All depends on whether or not you hold it down here, have a trailing stop, and even if you end up getting out right at this bar right here, where you get these two signals, even if that's the case, if you're getting in at the open of the price bar after this, you're almost exactly break even. Small loss, if anything, okay? But still, with that kind of chop, probably would wait until the market actually picks up. And then back here, where you have these flat price bars, almost no volume, I wouldn't touch it, especially for technical indicators. Okay, maybe if you're using some historical information, seasonals, one of those, sure, go ahead. But not other than that. So, all right. So going through pairing up technical indicators, really, I enjoy it. Okay, it matches up with my style of trading. If it isn't for you, that's fine. I mean, really, to each his own. Choose your style. Pick what works for you. Practice in the paper trading accounts and just keep going at them. I'm going to go ahead and drop off the volume and open interest. I'm going to show you a couple other tools, a couple other features to take a look at. I'm going to open up our advantage lines real quick. Okay, and by the way, you're going to see several things in here that are in the testing phase, which you don't see yet. So, if anything, feel excited about it. If you own the bulls and bears, a lot of things that we test, tinker with, and adjust, you'll probably just be getting once we release it. Okay. we're actually adding quite a few different little options, like buy-sell signals for bands, channels, all these different things, so you can use them for the autopilot.